Well, hello guys. It's Donna again from Flavors with a Twist. And how are my flavor twisters doing today? I hope that you're doing well. What we're going to do today, flavor twisters, we are going to make some delicious savory beef stew. And in front of you are all the delicious ingredients that we're going to use. First of all, I have 2 pounds of beef stew in here. I have 5 cups of beef broth. And what I did with the beef broth, I put a tablespoon and a teaspoon of better than bouillon. And let me get that. And this is the better than bouillon beef base. I put a tablespoon and a teaspoon of that in 5 cups of water. Okay. Here I have a cup of red wine. Back here I have olive oil, black pepper, salt, bay leaf, and thyme. And I have some butter, a stick of butter, which we're not going to use the whole stick. And I have some tomato paste. I also have a red onion sliced, 3 long stalks of celery cut up in here. I have 7 cloves of fresh garlic that I put in my garlic press. I have some carrots, mixed vegetables, frozen mixed vegetables. I let them thaw out. And I have some little baby potatoes. And what I did, I cut them in half. Just to break them up a little bit. Some of them were nice size, mostly like that. I have a cup of flour, and what we're going to do, we're going to season our meat, and then we're going to dredge it in flour before we sear it off. So, and you know what I want to put on that meat also? I want to put a little bit of garlic powder. I forgot to put that on the table. So I'm going to have salt, pepper, and garlic powder on the meat. And then we're going to put the flour on it and sear it off. Also, guys, for an extra kick and more flavor, we're going to be adding 2 packs of beef stew seasoning mix. Almost forgot it, but that's very important, and your beef stew will be delicious. So let's get started. Be right back. Okay, now first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to season our meat with some salt and pepper. Okay, put some coarse ground black pepper in there. And you don't have to be precise, just put some on there because we are going to season our stew once we get it started. And here goes some garlic powder. Just a little to season the meat. And this is the fine garlic powder, so it's not coming out as quick as the granulated. Okay, now just mix that up. Now what we're going to do is take that flour and we're going to dredge the beef stew meat in the flour. Okay. Alrighty. Now I have the flour here. I had a cup, but you don't have to use the whole cup. It's just enough to dredge the meat. Okay. And that's about it. I'll put a little bit more to make sure all pieces are covered. And then we're going to sear this off and get the rest of our delicious ingredients in this beef stew. Okay. So, I'm going to meet you guys at the stove and we're going to sear off our meat. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm over at the stove. Now, I have our olive oil, and I'm going to pour about 2 tablespoons of that in. And also, I am going to put 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to let this heat up, and we're going to sear our meat. Okay. Here we go. Okay, guys, we're letting this get hot, the butter and the olive oil, and we're going to put our meat in. Okay, I think it's hot enough. Now, let's start putting our meat in. Okay. We want to sear this off. It'll start breaking apart. Okay, I'm just going to do it like this instead of the tongs. It's easier. Sometimes your hands is the best tool. So we're just going to put this in. Okay. I might have to do this in 2 batches. Because this is 2 pounds of beef meat, so I don't want it to crowd the pan too much. We want a nice sear on it, on all sides. Okay, so let this start browning. And all you have to do, guys, is keep turning it on all sides, let it brown on all sides. It'll take about maybe 7 minutes to do this. And that's all you have to do. And I'm going to take this batch out after it gets finished, and then I'm going to do the other batch. Okay, guys, this batch is done, and this is exactly how you want it to look. So what I'm going to do is remove this and put the other batch in, and then we'll get started on the rest of our ingredients. Okay, guys, I took our last batch of meat out. Now what you want to do is take that red wine, and you want to deglaze the pan like that. What you want to do is get all of those brown bits off the bottom of the pan. Yum. And just let the wine cook down. Let it reduce while you're doing it. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Just use a wooden spoon for this. That way you won't scratch your pots up. And just deglaze the pan like that. Okay. Now let that reduce. I think I got it all. Okay. I'll let it reduce down. Just a few minutes. And what we're going to do now, guys, we are going to add our beef broth. Okay. That looks good. Now pour in your beef broth. Okay. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is bring this to a boil. And then we're going to add some more goodies to this. You want this to come to a boil. Okay, guys, now that that's coming to a boil, I have 2 cups of water. And I made it a little hot. Just spigot water, but it's hot water. That way, because if I would put cold in there, it would bring the temperature down again. So now what we're going to do is add our beef to this. Okay. Yum. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be so good, guys. Okay. Now what I'm going to do also, I'm going to add that fresh garlic. It's pressed. It smells so good. Here we go. And also, I'm going to add that beef stew seasoning mix. Okay. Put both packs in. This is so flavorful, guys. On top of all the other goodies we have in here, it's going to be delicious. Now what I'm going to do is bring this to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down on low, and we're going to let this meat simmer for 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. Then we'll add the rest of our veggies and everything. Because one thing, you want this beef to be tender. You don't want it tough. And a slow cook is the way to get it that way. Look at that, guys. It smells so good. So, I'm going to put the lid on it right quick and let it come to a boil. And then I'll put it on simmer. Okay, guys, that only took about 3 minutes because it was nice and hot. So now, I'm going to give it a stir. And I'm going to turn this down on low, put the lid on it and turn it down on low. And let it slow cook for exactly 90 minutes. And guys, I got a little ahead of myself there. I'm going to take this tomato paste and drop about 2 teaspoons of that in. I almost forgot it. I knew it was something. I looked and it was still on the counter. Just to give it a little bit more flavor. Okay. Also, let us not forget our teaspoon of thyme. And I'm going to throw 2 bay leaves in there. I had so much stuff over there. So many ingredients goes in this dish. And I basically almost forgot to put them in. It's been a long day, guys. But we have them in there. This is going to be delicious. See you in 90. Okay, guys. Now, it has been exactly 90 minutes. Let's see what we have here. Yum. Let's give this a stir. And what I want to do is taste the meat. It's not done all the way, but I want to just see how close we are. And then we're going to add all of our vegetables and stuff. Ooh, that's a big piece. I don't want a real big piece. If I can get a piece out of here, period. That's another big piece. I'll get a small one. Oh, just add it. I can tell it's getting tender. Let me see, this is hot. Whew. It's good, guys. But I wanted to get a little more tender. Now, what we're going to do is add our onion. Add the red onion. We're going to add our celery. Okay. We're going to add our carrots. This is going to be delicious. Yum, look at that. And what we're going to do is add our mixed veggies. Okay. These mixed veggies has a little bit of carrots in it, but they're real small, so I wanted the bigger ones. And those are baby carrots. I just cut them in half. Okay. Now we're going to add our potatoes. And just throw them in. Yeah. Now what we're going to do is let this cook for maybe another hour to 90 minutes. I'll let you know exactly what time. Doesn't that look good, guys? Because we want those potatoes to get nice and tender. And also our meat will finish tenderizing. And our carrots. And look at this, guys. I don't think I'm going to have to add a thickener. Look at that. Do you see it? Yum. Look. So, and once the potatoes cook, they're going to thicken the gravy also from the starch from the potatoes. So, I'm just going to put the lid back on this and let it continue cooking. Like I said, for another 90 minutes to, well, an hour to 90 minutes. I'll see. I'll judge it. But what I want to do is add a little bit more black pepper. Is it coming out good? Okay. Yeah. This is going to be delicious. Okay. And I'm going to taste how this gravy tastes before I finish let it cooking. Let me just taste it. It looks good. Yeah, look at that. And see, that's from the flour that we put on the meat. Oh, guys, that's delicious. So, what I'm going to do is put the lid on this, and it's going to come to a boil again. Well, not really a boil, but a slow cook. Maybe I'll turn it up to a boil. And once it boils, then we'll turn it back down to low. So I'm going to put the lid on so it could come to a quick boil, and then I'll simmer it again. Hold on. Okay, guys, it's back up to a boil. Now I'm going to turn the fire down low. The lowest it can get, that's what you want it on. This is beef stew old school style. Low and slow, that's how you cook it. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the lid on it and let it continue cooking until the potatoes are nice and tender and the carrots. And the meat is nice and tender. So I'm going to time it for an hour right now. And I'll test it after an hour. If not, we'll let it go 90 more minutes. See you then. Okay, guys, it has been 90 minutes. And let's take a look. Yum. Now, what I want to do, I like the gravy a little bit thicker. So what I have here, I took 2 tablespoons of flour and a 1/4 cup of water, and I mixed it and made a slurry. So I'm just going to pour that in, just to get it just a little bit thicker. And also, I have a 1/2 stick of butter here. This is the rest of the butter from when I seared the meat. So I'm going to take that and put that in. And I'm going to let this go for about 20 more minutes. Okay. Trying to break the butter up here. Yeah, I know this is Flavors with a Twist, guys. I got to have my butter. Okay. Now, I'm going to let this go for 20 more minutes. So it has been cooking exactly 3 hours. So I'm going to let it go for like 20 more minutes to half an hour. And that'll be the total cooking time. Because the meat, let me taste the meat, is tender. And let me see. how nice and tender it is. Ooh, yeah. And it's hot, guys. Let me see. That's good. Now let me try the potatoes. Okay. Try the potatoes. Pick up one here. It appears to be pretty tender. These are hot. And I like these little potatoes. Look how nice and buttery they look inside. Okay. So I'm just going to let this go for about 20 more minutes so the sauce can thicken and the butter can melt. And we'll be ready to eat. And meanwhile, I have some rice on. I like to eat my beef stew over rice. So whichever way you want to serve yours, go on and prepare your side to go with it. Or you can just eat it like it is. But I love mine over rice. So I'll see you when I get back. Well, hi guys, I'm back. And look at our beef stew. It is delicious. And it has my kitchen lit up. Let's give it a taste. And like I said, I made rice. See the rice? I love my beef stew over rice. Let me give it a taste. And here go the carrots. Let's taste that. They are so good. They're cooked perfectly. Now let's have the taste of the meat. That's celery. Okay, here we go. Piece of meat. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Yum. It just broke off in my mouth. Dip it in some of that gravy. Look at that gravy, guys. Oh my. This recipe is delicious. And look at the potatoes. Look, it just breaks up. And it's so nice and mellow. I love these little baby potatoes. Oh, wow. Like I said, guys, that's the way to fix your beef stew, low and slow. And it took like 3 hours and 20 minutes. I could have done it faster in a pressure cooker, probably in about an hour and 15 to 20 minutes. But my friend was telling me, she said, I don't have a pressure cooker. So show me the old school way of doing beef stew. And this is the way my mother used to do it. She would cook it low and slow. So that's why I call this old school savory beef stew. And I mean to tell you guys, it's delicious. And I did take the bay leaves out. So remember to do that before you serve it. So for this recipe and more, go to flavorswithatwist.com. YouTubers like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified of all the recipes that I upload. So this is Donna from Flavors with a Twist. Bye.